I'm Mary Pepino, and welcome to Fit for You, the show that teaches you how to live a healthier and more fit lifestyle. As you know, I always like to talk about the latest and greatest, newest information. Our Surgeon General, Vice Admiral Murphy, just came out with a call to action about walking. It's most important to living a healthier and more fit lifestyle, and that's going to be the topic of today's show. So hopefully you'll be getting into a walking program after watching. Hope you enjoy. Welcome to the show about walking. And before I begin, I have to tell you about my dear friend Leslie Sansone, who started the Walk at Home program back in the 1980s and is now a world-renowned fitness leader in walking. Leslie created a program called Walk Leaders, and it is with great pleasure that I introduce to you Miss Kim Santillo, who is an official accredited walk leader, been through the program, and is now conducting walking classes, right?
That's correct.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thanks for having me.
And let's start by talking about the Surgeon General, what he just came out with, and then we can transition into talking about why walking and the Walk Leader program is so beneficial and fits so well into this. Okay. Surgeon General just came out with a program called Step It Up.
Step It Up. That's
Tell us about Step It Up.
Well, we were very excited, we, the walk community, I should say, when we heard back in September, so about a month ago, that the Surgeon General was coming out with this report. We were on, most of us were on a webcast, listening to his live information. And essentially, he has personally experienced the benefits of walking. It's something he incorporates every day.
The thing I liked about his approach, and I'm just going to take a little excerpt from his outline. And he talks about that one of the main reasons is he wants to focus on promoting optimal health before disease occurs. And walking is huge to prevent. I like the fact that it's applicable to everyone of all ages, at all stages in life. And he even talks about people being active and moving in wheelchairs, as well as people walking that have the ability and are able to. He talks about everyone should have access to spaces and to places so that you can have a safe walk. And that's all wonderful. Love to do it outside, love to have great weather. But I think the importance of what we're going to talk about today with you, the Walk Leader program, is we're getting into cold weather. Sometimes people don't like to go outside. You have to schedule it and so on and bundle up. Walk Leader program makes it very easy, very efficient. You can do it indoors. You can do it all year round. So I think that's something we want to talk about.
Absolutely.
How did you get into walking in Leslie's programs? You were 29 years old?
I was just had my first son, and a friend of mine that I worked with had introduced me to her DVDs, Leslie's DVDs, and said, I was never one who was really into a lot of cardio. I wanted something that was easy, something I could do at home. I didn't want to transport my baby out, and she said, try these DVDs. So I did, and they were very simple, and that's what I liked about it. Short and simple. About a 30-minute walk, I could do 2 miles.
And in 3 months,
yep.
Doing it how many times a week?
I did it every day, so probably 5 days a week, took weekends off.
Okay, you were able to lose your baby weight.
I was.
And didn't do any crazy dieting?
No.
I mean, ate reasonably?
Just ate reasonably like I would before, but I really credit it to those DVDs and being able to keep up with exercise, because when you're a busy mom, new mom, you're crazy, you don't get a lot of sleep. It was something I could incorporate every day.
And Leslie has a gift. Her DVDs and her whole philosophy incorporates in a very fun way getting kind of a full body workout while you're walking.
Right. That's what I liked.
So then you went on, and you're just doing the DVDs at home, and then you have your second baby.
I had my second baby. Used the DVDs while I was pregnant, because again, easy way to incorporate walking. Get my exercise in, and I did not gain as much weight the second time around.
Because you were doing walking DVDs all the way through.
Something that I felt comfortable doing when I was pregnant. And again, tired as you're pushing on the pregnancy, 30 minutes. 30 minutes I can get 2 miles in.
And then you have your second child.
Yes.
And so now tell us how that leads into getting into the walk leader, or I should say walk website.
Right.
Tell us about how that started.
My second son was actually born in January. So here on the East Coast, not good weather, which is why right away I started using my DVDs again. And, at that point I was just looking for a little bit of support. Really liked the DVDs, jumped on one of the community websites. So people that have done the program had successes. People talk about, certain people, hey, it was a camaraderie basically. People talking about, hey, I'm doing the workouts, accountability partners. And I just really like the sense from that community. I felt, this is something that we take as simple as walking that a lot of people do, but it was something different about it. It was, a lot of people who just genuinely enjoyed it. And I think, as you mentioned, that goes back to Leslie. She just made it more enjoyable. Everyone's accepting, no failures. So I saw at that point that there was an opportunity to become a walk leader. And I thought, oh wow, that's kind of different. We're taking the program out to people, and the way that it's really promoted is we're ambassadors of walk. We go out and we spread the good word.
So the Walk Leader program was very interesting to you because you wanted to become certified and help others.
Right.
And so tell us about how you decided then what was the next step in becoming a walk leader.
Sure. So I looked, all the information was on the website. I saw that there was an upcoming program. There were probably 2 or 3 trainings that were coming up available. So I went on, I signed up to receive the walk kit. And what was included in that was, I actually have to show you here, this Walk Leader Certification Study Guide.
Okay. So that is what you take for the written exam, correct?
Yes.
There's a written and there's a practical exam to the certification.
Yep.
Okay.
So I got these in the mail, my certification manuals,
okay,
which just kind of walks through Leslie, the start of the program, some basic anatomy, then the benefits of walking, and then of course the way that we walk here at the Walk Leader program. So the moves, the different formats of walking, and we had to go on and take a certification prior to going to the actual location for the certification.
Well, what I think is great about this program is, it's very accredited. So the science that is behind it is tested, and it really gives you knowledge. Knowledge is power, and knowledge is motivation.
Right.
Number one. Number two, it gives you an opportunity to create your own little business. And you can do it wherever you want.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about your business model, which is taking it out to corporations and employee fitness programs. You could do it in a community center. You can do it in a church.
Right.
You can do it in a variety of places. So it really gives you a lot of opportunity to have your own little business, and you can set the times of when you want to do your classes, right? And I'm a big believer in the buddy system. So like you say, it really brings a nice community of people together to support one another and help each other through.
Right.
So now you decide you're studying and so on for at home.
Right.
And do they give you practice DVDs as well?
They do. We
Okay.
practice DVDs, so you're practicing what you're going to do on a practical exam, and that's actually leading a walk. The most important part. We can all pass the test with the anatomy, but being able to go out and actually demonstrate what the walk is.
Teach you how to cue.
Yeah, teach you how to cue, have the voice inflection, lead people to do the moves, because what we really believe, and this comes from Leslie, so this is top down, is that this is something that's easy. You're not learning any crazy moves. That it's 4 simple moves. Anyone can do it, any place, anytime.
But I like the fact too that people don't realize becoming an educator or a leader of an exercise group. It's not just about the movements, it's about making sure, like you say, you have the right inflection in your voice, so you're getting people motivated and excited.
Right.
It's about being able to cue them, and cueing meaning that you're giving them simple, easy instruction in a vocabulary that they understand.
Right.
So those are all critical to being a successful leader, and I'm glad, because a lot of certifications out there don't focus on those details. And this one really encompasses the whole package. It's great.
Right.
Well, I'm a huge fan of Leslie's, too.
I know.
So she's, yeah, because she's one of the reasons why I got into fitness,
Yeah.
you know, way back, into the 80s. So it's awesome. So now you go to Tampa, University of South Florida, which, by the way, is my alma mater.
Oh, nice.
So then it just happened to be where the certification was being held, right? So you go down to Tampa and tell us what it was a day.
It was a day. So I flew in the evening before, started early the next day, right on campus. They rented out a location for us to sit and learn in a classroom setting some basic information, take a test, and then most of the time would be spent in small groups in the gymnasium. And that would be just what we talked about. Showing now, demonstrating what we practiced for so long, and that was leading the examination. So we finished the day off. It was a long day, but it was a fun day. There were some current walk leaders who were there to kind of talk about, you know, what they've done with their business, the successes, and that, you know, we still talk about building up that whole community. So it was something that we were able to see, and there were about 25 of us. So there's definitely a lot of interest in becoming a walk leader, and just hearing from others. So just seeing like this is definite community. People are having success at doing this. You know, people want to take on and come out and see what this different type of walk is all about.
And you know what else I love too? You get your workout in while you're working.
I know.
So it's like a double whammy, right?
It's good though.
It's wonderful. And you're going to demo a little bit for us.
I will.
So you come back certified. And by the way, in the certification too, I think this is really important when you're going through that day, because I know in some of the certifications I have, when you're in a big room and, you know, there's somebody demoing and the whole big room is doing it, they don't get into small groups. And I think when you get into small groups, which is one of the another key point of this, it's so much more helpful because you're able to really focus on what you're doing and a few others are doing and learn much more, as opposed to being in a humongous room full of, you know, people that, you know, you're just lost kind of in the sea.
Yeah, I like that. I like that because and it's not as intimidating either.
Exactly.
You know, you can learn from others and see what others are doing.
So you get your certification and you come back, and it's interesting how you decided to apply your walk leader techniques. Tell us whom you teach to.
Sure. So, you know, as you mentioned earlier, one of the benefits of being a walk leader, there's so many different aspects you can take this. We have people that, you know, they teach at churches. A lot of people seek out a community center, places where people are already doing classes. I have a full-time corporate job, and I know just from my interest in health and wellness that a lot of companies, especially today, are really looking to bring corporate wellness to their employees. You know, it improves work life. You know, it helps with less sick days. So there's this whole big corporate push. So my thought was, hey, I have this gift, you know, that I've set out to do. We're the ambassadors. To me, walking is something that's so easy, and I think it's something that's not intimidating. You know, I know a lot of places, and even some of the places that I teach classes, they have fitness centers in their facility, but you'll still hear for different reasons, oh, well, you know, I don't want to get sweaty, I can't take a shower, I don't have enough time. That some people use them, but I just still think that there's always a need for this. So my goal was to take the walk leader out into the corporate world.
And I love the fact, and this is another excellent point of this program, you have a full-time corporate job and can incorporate this in as an adjunct to that.
Right.
Get your workout in, help others. Amazing. So that if you already have a full-time job and this is something you're interested in, you can still become a walk leader and expand what you're doing, you know, into that.
Right. Like you said, it's like you can set your own business, you can set your own hours. If you can only do weekends, if you can only do evenings, if you know, have flexibility in the day, if you don't, it's really for anyone. Anyone can find a way to make it work. And I found just that with reaching out to some of the local corporations, you know, I mean, you figure there's so many big corporations. So I look specifically at big corporations that either from their website I saw that they had something about corporate wellness, or that I knew from either friends, someone that worked there, or their website that they had a fitness facility.
And you could introduce corporate wellness.
Yes, absolutely.
I think you were a little bit surprised at how many men enjoy doing this as well as women. We don't want everyone to think it's just for women, right?
Right. It's so true. One of the facilities so whenever we seek out to incorporate a program anywhere, whether it's at a community center, a corporation, anything, we like to do a demo, like I'm going to do for you later, just so everybody can see. And, it's a free demo. They advertise it in this corporation. Tons of people. I think we did 2 that day. And I want to say, the room was packed, 20, 30, 40 people, and there were men.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, we have some men in the house, which is great.
Yes.
Because a lot of people think, oh, walking, it's not a good workout. And it was actually at the one facility, the HR person told me that it was actually the men that were coming and saying this is something we should bring to, the company.
Yeah, and men make great walk leaders.
Oh, absolutely.
This isn't just for women. Men can be, fantastic walk leaders. I want you to tell the story, too, about, because oftentimes I'm sure you get asked, I'll just go walk outside, really. What's the difference? So tell us, give us an example. I know you've had many naysayers that you've turned into huge fans.
Yes.
So tell us the story.
Yes. So one of the facilities I was leading a walk at, it was over the lunchtime. And we had it was the first week, so maybe 15 or so people came down to do the walk. We were in a big conference room, and the one lady walked in, and her friends were saying, oh, come on in, we're going to the walk. And she said, oh, no, I go outside and walk. This was in the fall. We still do have some nice weather in the fall. And she said, no, I'm going to do my outside walk. And I said, oh, no, come on in. She's like, no, I walk every day. Well, we convinced her to stay, and she was the most consistent walker. She said she could not believe at the end of the walk, and we did the 2-mile, 30 minutes, so real quick, right over their lunchtime. She could not believe what the workout was versus the normal stroll or walk that, you tend to do when you're outside.
And when you're done with your walk, you feel like you've had a workout and I know another big plus is Leslie incorporates bands.
She does.
And some different little accessories that make a huge difference in the quality workout you get and the results you get.
Right.
So you don't realize it, but it's more than just a walk. It can be a full body workout.
It is. That's what I like from the start from doing Leslie's walks. I think we've all been part of walking outside. Mm-hmm. Oh, I was doing the same thing. This incorporates different muscles, different planes of the body. So we have upper, lower, left, right. So we're moving. Mm-hmm. We're getting muscles involved. You can start off really at any level, and you can see that even as, sometimes your body adapts, there's always a way that you can tweak, either by adding some of the bands, bigger range of motion, just really getting into the walk more, that you can always keep up and get a more intense walk.
Let's talk about the planes of the body, because that's something in exercise that we understand and people don't often think about. Because when we think about exercise, we take you look at a person and you think about the 4 planes. So you have the upper right, upper left, bottom right, bottom left.
Yep.
And when you try to think about doing a full body workout, you've got to think about using the arms, using the legs, and the core.
Right.
You want to touch upon some of the things that the Walk Leader program will teach you to help you teach others.
Sure. So that to me is the biggest benefit. And when somebody says, I walk, I take we think of a walk, a stroll around the park, stroll around the block, and your body's in motion, but that's about it. Mm-hmm. With the Walk Leader, we focus on the 4 planes of the body, and it's really movements, side-to-side movements, leg kicks, knee raises. So now we're getting lower incorporated. We're going side. So now we have your bottom lower, upper lower. We always incorporate arms, even for, the shortest, the 1-mile walk that I'll demo later. You'll see there's always a segment with arms. So we're incorporating arms as well. And all that's doing is it's getting more muscles involved, more parts of the body, increasing the heart rate. That to me is the biggest, and that's really what I want people to take home from this, is that, we talk about walking, there is a difference here, and that to me is it.
And the only other thing you need, everything is incorporated in the Walk Leader program, except you need to get your CPR certification,
yes,
correct?
you do have to be CPR certified, which I believe is probably for most.
Any certification
right.
I have ever had
Right.
always required CPR. And you know, as a matter of fact, I don't know if people realize today, CPR is getting much easier because they're even getting away from the breaths and doing, you know, just the chest,
Yes.
you know, focusing on the chest compressions now. And it really is important because you can save a life.
Right.
So I strongly encourage it, you know, for everybody and anybody. Anything else you want our viewers to walk away with before we actually see a demonstration?
I just, you know, I think the Surgeon General report really, to me, just brings to light the fact that walking is so beneficial.
And the value.
Yeah, it is. And, you know, we as a walk community, we're so excited, but we don't think, you know, the report came out in September. It's now October. We don't think this is ending anytime soon. We as a walk community are really dedicated and committed to continuing to be the ambassadors. You know, we feel that this is really kind of a personal challenge to us. So the Surgeon General says this, we have at our fingertips, you know, something that can really, you know, just go along with this report. We can go out and get this into the community. So, you know.
And when you talk about your walk community, this is the walk community Leslie has created on her website.
Yes.
And through her walking programs.
Yes.
And even if you're not a walk leader, she has amazing DVDs. I know her website gives you a tremendous amount of information. You can communicate with others that are walking, correct?
Yes.
It's fantastic.
Oh, it's great.
If you're interested in becoming a walk leader, and we will put up a graphic, but we go to what website?
We go to walkathome.com.
Okay.
That is if you're interested in becoming a walk leader, if you're interested in finding a leader in your area, if you're interested in looking at any Leslie's DVDs, if you're interested in looking at any of the online challenges she has going on, she continues to expand. That site has been revamped within probably the last year, and there's so many good resources. The Surgeon General's report, the call to action, all that information definitely will be linked to our site.
Oh, perfect.
Yes.
And we're going to look forward now to a demonstration.
Okay, let's do it.
Thanks, Kim.
Thank you.
Kim, I love the fact that people can get a mile in about 15, 20 minutes.
Right.
But I would like to take some excerpts of what you do in an actual class and show a little bit of demonstration of little bits and pieces of the various movements that you do in your classes.
Okay, that would be great.
Thanks.
So what we're going to do here is just show a basic demonstration of what a 1 mile walk looks like. I want you to see how nice and simple, easy it is. So with any type of exercise, the first thing we want to do, we're just going to start off on a nice warm-up. Just starting with a basic walk. The walk is actually one of the 4 basic moves of the walk program. So the other benefit to our walk program is you can hear the music going. We're just walking to a certain beat per music. These beats with these movements are really what's getting us going and making sure versus going outside that we're really getting in the full time. So just a couple more seconds here. Again, anything that we're starting off, we're just trying to get the body warmed up, so I'm not exaggerating my motions at all. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and kick. So kick is our next. Still again in the warm-up. Nice, slow, steady motion. We're not doing anything exaggerating. We always want to make sure, though, that our posture's nice and tall. Just a small kick. We're not bringing the leg up crazy yet. We're not getting anything exaggerated. So we have the kick and we have the walk. 2 more easy basic moves to go. At any point, if you don't like the moves that I'm doing, you don't want to kick, you don't want to move, we can always go back to the walk as well. So let's do that now. Keep up with the beat. We always want to hear the music. Make sure we're going with the beat. You could see, essentially, you could just walk to the music the whole time. But I think you'll see, especially as we progress into the mile and the music is going and we increase our beats per minute, you'll see then we'll gradually get the heart rate going. You'll start to breathe a little heavier, sweat a little. I always like to keep at the walk while we're picking up the next beat change. So you'll hear here very shortly, we're gonna pick up the pace. It's gonna increase a little, just a tad. So you can see the change. So it's easy to pick that up with the walk. Walk, 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 right to the beat. So we're out of that warm-up stage. So now what we want to do is we're going to pick up our pace as we just did, and we're also going to start with really increasing that range of motion so we can get our arms pumping. We're going to bring the heart rate up a little bit. And we're still going to use those 4 basic moves we talked about. So let's hold here for another 4, 3, 2, 1, kick. So we'll do our kicks, again, keeping up. We can now bring the legs up a little higher. You're going to be a little faster. Bigger range of motion, still keeping with that strong posture. Don't hold it in either. We want to make sure we're breathing. So nice deep breaths, stand nice and tall. And just pick up those legs and do nice kicks. We'll keep here for another count. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. 3, 2, and back to walking. Get those arms pumping. You should definitely be able to feel your breath increasing. Little harder to talk and breathe. If you have space at home, feel free to move along. We're going to do a little bit of moving. If anytime you don't want to move, you just want to, you don't have a lot of space, you can always just stand still. You don't have to move as much as I do. And now we got another one. This is the fastest we're going to go. So let's go back to the walk. This is going to be a little more increase in the pace, but this is the highest we're going to go. So we've taken that body from your warm-up all the way to here. And now on this part, we want to make sure that at our highest intensity we're working, that we want to get our arms going too. So let's hold here. And we're going to start with our kicks then. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And right away, we can do opposite arm to opposite leg. So now we're getting the upper and the lower going. And that's just adding increased intensity. If you don't like the arms, you don't have to. But everybody always wants to know, how do we get more out of our workout? Here it is. Let's do another 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and back to that walk. And the great thing about these walks, the music, I think music's a big part of it. The music gets you into it. We'll do a variety of music, so it's always something different. You always get a slightly different move. You know, the format's never the exact same. So we don't get bored from that. If we're walking outside, we go around the block, you tend to get bored. This keeps it so it's always something a little different. Let's do some kicks. 4, 3, 2, and kick. We can still do arms. We're still in that highest part. We're still burning calories. We're almost done, but at this point, we don't want to let up. Keep nice and tall posture. Legs up as high as you can go without hunching over. And let's go back to that walk. And let's pump it out. Keep an exaggerated walk, arms pumping. And now you're going to see the music slowly take a decrease. First of all, you've done a mile. So that's how simple and easy it is to do the mile. We started you with a warm-up. You had your 2 songs. You have a mile in. So at this point, we don't want to just jump and be done. We have to do a cool down. So we've brought the heart rate up, much slower speed, but we want to make sure that we're now gradually bringing the heart rate back down. So we'll keep with the same moves, just now we're back like with a warm-up. We're not as exaggerated. So just a small walk, keep to the beat, and we do some gentle kicks in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Not too high. We're trying to bring our heart rate down safely. But I hope you see that that was very easy. Sometimes we think a mile, 2 miles, that takes a lot of time. And it might if you have to drive somewhere, if you have to go outside. Very quickly you can get your mile in here with a safe cool down. Now we could change it to just out front with a little tap. Keep to the beat, just slower. Your breathing should not become as rapid. Make sure you're breathing out. We could change it to a heel in the front. I'm definitely sweating. I hope you guys were too. And let's go back to a nice walk.
Kim, thank you so much for being here. So exciting to know that all we have to do is get out and walk. Again, if people are interested in becoming a walk leader, go to the website.
walkathome.com.
walkathome.com.
Yes.
And all the information is there.
Everything's there.
To continued success in walking, keep us posted on new and exciting different things that are happening with the walking program. And to our viewers, I hope you've gotten energized to get involved in a walking program. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Mary Pepino, and this is Fit for You.